be still. Very, very still. Not the tense stillness of someone bracing, the real stillness, the kind that is the absence of bracing rather than a refined form of it. Take a breath and let your exhale be twice as long as your inhale. Let the body signal to itself, through the breath, that this is a moment of safety rather than vigilance. Stay here. I want to speak to the part of you that is always watching. You know the part, the one that never fully goes offline, that maintains, beneath every interaction and every environment and every relationship and every day, a low, continuous scan of the surroundings, reading the room, reading the people, reading the situation for anything that might require a response, a defense, a calibration, an adjustment. The part that has the particular tiredness of someone who has been on duty for a very long time without relief. That part of you has been working so hard. I want to acknowledge that directly before I say anything else. That part of you has been doing the thing it knows how to do, the thing it learned to do, because at some point doing that thing was genuinely necessary. It has been scanning and monitoring and staying alert and doing its absolute best to keep you safe. That work is real. The intention behind it is real. The care it represents, however it may feel from the inside, is real. And it is exhausted. You are exhausted. In a specific way that is different from the tiredness of a long day or a demanding week. You are exhausted in the way of someone whose nervous system has been running a level of vigilance that was calibrated for danger that no longer exists in the same way it once did. The vigilance was not always disproportionate. There was a time, probably early, probably in circumstances that were genuinely less safe than your current circumstances, when that level of alertness was appropriate, when the monitoring was necessary, when staying aware of the environment for potential threats was not a distortion but an accurate reading of the actual situation. But that time is not now, and the vigilance that was appropriate then has not updated to reflect the reality of now. It is still running at the level it learned, still scanning, still alert, still maintaining the posture of someone who exists in a world that cannot be fully trusted. And because the nervous system is running that level of vigilance, the experience it generates is the experience of living in a world that cannot be fully trusted. Not because the world is actually that dangerous, because the nervous system doing its job is filtering experience through the lens of anticipated threat and finding with great consistency the confirmation it is looking for. The slight tenseness in another person's voice, the ambiguous situation that could be interpreted as safe or unsafe and gets interpreted as unsafe, the ordinary uncertainty of life that feels, through the vigilance lens, like the specific kind of uncertainty that precedes danger. The vigilance is generating the experience it was designed to prevent. The constant alertness to potential threat is producing an ongoing experience of living in a threatening world, which requires continued vigilance, which continues to produce the experience of threat. It is a closed loop, and the only exit from the closed loop is not more sophisticated threat detection. It is the loosening of the vigilance at its root. The nervous system beginning to receive the information not as an idea, but as a felt, cellular, actually received reality. That the present situation is not the past situation. That the level of threat it has been calibrated for is not the level of threat actually present. You are safe. Not perfectly safe. Perfect safety is not available to any human being, and I am not claiming it. Not safe from every difficulty or every pain or every challenging thing that life will produce, but safe in the way that matters most. Safe in the sense of not being in the ongoing emergency that the vigilance has been responding to. Safe in the sense that the world around you, in this present moment, is not oriented against you in the way that the hypervigilant nervous system experiences it as being. The people in your life are not, for the most part, waiting for the moment when your guard drops to use it against you. The circumstances of your life are not, for the most part, a series of traps to be navigated with constant, careful attention. The world is not, for the most part, a place that will punish you for resting. But the nervous system, calibrated to a different reality, cannot receive this information until something in it softens enough to let the new information in. That is what I am inviting right now, not as a decision or a discipline, as a bodily experience. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel the actual physical support of the surface beneath you. This is real. This is present. The floor is holding you. It is not about to give way. It is simply there, solid, reliable, doing what floors do without requiring your attention to continue doing it. Feel the air around you. It is safe. The air you are breathing right now is safe and available and not in any way threatening. Your body is receiving it without effort, without need for vigilance, without any monitoring on your part. Feel the support of whatever is behind you. The chair, the wall, the bed, whatever is there. Let it hold you rather than holding yourself against it. Let the support be real rather than treating it as insufficiently reliable to actually lean into. These are very small, very immediate, very actual experiences of safety, not concepts, physical realities. The floor is real, the air is real, the support is real. Your nervous system can feel these things if you give it permission to receive them, rather than continuing to scan past them in search of the threat that might be present somewhere else. Let the scan slow down, just slightly. Not permanently, not forever, not all at once, just in this moment. Let the part of you that is always watching take a slightly slower breath. Let the monitoring reduce its pace. Not because you have decided it is safe to do so based on sufficient evidence, simply as a practice of allowing the present moment, which is actually, genuinely, in this immediate way, safe and to be experienced as what it is. Because the experience of safety is not available through the vigilance. The vigilance, by its nature, is always looking for what is not safe, and what you look for consistently you will find. Not because the threat is there, but because the looking generates the finding through the mechanism of attentional bias. The vigilant mind finds threats the way the hungry eye finds food. Not because threats are everywhere, but because the calibration is oriented toward finding them. The experience of safety is available through the allowing, through the momentary, practiced, gradually deepening permission to let the present moment be experienced as what it actually is, rather than through the filter of anticipated threat. You are allowed to feel safe, not because you have resolved every uncertainty or secured every potential risk or eliminated every source of possible pain, but because the present moment, this one right here with you in it, is not an emergency. Let your jaw soften. Feel what happens when the muscles around your eyes release slightly. Feel your shoulders drop even half an inch. Feel the quality of what is available in a body that is not bracing. That is the felt experience of safety. Small, physical, quiet, available right now. Your nervous system has not been wrong about what it was doing. It has been protecting you. But the protection is now creating more cost than the risk it is managing. The vigilance that was appropriate to an earlier reality is now the primary source of the unsafety you experience in a present that is genuinely more trustworthy than the past. You are allowed to update. Not all at once. The nervous system does not update in a single session of allowing, but gradually, in moments like this one, in the repeated, gentle, honest practice of letting the present be safe when the present is actually safe. in the incremental loosening of a vigilance that has been held tight for so long that the tightness has become invisible. In the slow, cellular, deeply kind process of showing your nervous system, through repeated experience rather than through argument, that the world it is living in now is not the world it learned to fear. You are safe. Not in the future when things are more resolved, not when the circumstances are more certain, not when the relationships are more secure and the outcomes are more predictable and the uncertainty has reduced to an acceptable level. Right now, in this body, in this breath, in this moment. Safe. Let that be true. Let it be felt. Let your body receive the information it has been needing for a very long time. You are safe. Rest in that. Let it be real. You are safe.